Alright, gonna do just a quick update here. Sunchokes, as you can see, they're definitely getting taller. You can see they're almost up to the other neighbor's fence. Probably next video they probably will be. Planted some more green onions. I got this long wide pot from my in-laws. I figured, well, may as well use it for something. So just green onions are easy. They're a little hard to keep protected from the squirrels, but they seem to germinate well even with this old seed. Onion seed's not supposed to last very long, but I'm using a seed that was packed for 2024 and it's still been working. The pole beans still not doing too much, but they are attaching to the fence here, so that's good. There's a basil back there, still tiny. Squirrels got most of them, or earwigs or something. I think it was the earwigs actually. Chamomile doing well, I assume. I don't know. There's a beet that I just tried transplanting. They're not supposed to transplant well, but then I started reading along places that said they transplant fine as long as you do it early enough. So I'm going to try it and see if I can get at least something from this. That's a beet. Bull's Blood is the variety. Tomatoes, a little taller than last time probably, if I even had them in the last video. I can't remember. Parsley, tomato, parsley. I just had never grown parsley before. I don't really know if we'll use all this, but I had them, so I figured I may as well plant them. Onions, and then the chickpea, the single chickpea that I have. So I don't know if I'm gonna get anything from that, but we'll see. I gotta pot that up today. More of the Polidines. It's either a Kentucky Wonder or Vortex. I can't remember which is which. I never keep track of the varieties. Okay, parsley. Okay, and then the strawberry, a runner that I rooted. The tomato. Green onions that I had just sown in a little tiny little 4-inch pot. There was probably like a dozen in each cell, or each thing. But you can sow. You don't have to worry about thinning them. You can thin them out easy. They are very, very hardy plants. I probably had a little 4-inch pot, like 3-inch pot or 4-inch pot, like this guy here, which is that's a straw flower. I don't really care about it anymore. But I had like dozens of seeds in here, dozens of plants, and they transmit very well. You can be rough with them. And from 20 or 30 plants into something like that, I separated out a bunch of them, and now I have them single sowed. So they seem to be doing very well. I have a jalapeno over here. Let's see if I can zoom and get it from there it is. But I do notice some dropped blossoms in there, which I'm not sure what's going on with that. More green onions in these long window boxes. Regular onion. Let me get a close-up of the regular onions down here. They are starting to swell. But we'll see what happens. Can't really see it very well. A tiny little bit. They are starting to swell a little bit. More pepper. I guess they're growing. They're still waiting for the hot nights though. The lovage, I hope to get this in the ground today from this pot. That's going to be a chore. But I don't see what happens. There's nothing in there. More peppers. There's the store-bought potatoes that sprouted in the kitchen. So, well, let me try that again. I always try to do that at least, once a year. Try one pot of it or one plant of it just to see what happens. Here's some more Bull's Blood beets. I think I'm going to let these stay as multi-sow. And let's see if they actually, from my weird online people growing them, that they don't thin them. They just plant one seed or two seeds and 2 or 3 plants come up, seedlings come up, they keep them together and they just grow apart as they grow. I may thin them out to maybe 2 and not go crazy with it, because like see here, there's 1, 2, 3. But I don't know. That's something different here. I don't know what that is. And this is a weed. Some grass, it looks like. There's a chamomile in there or something here too. Whatever these are. But, I mean, I don't know if I'll thin them or not, but it looks like I got 100% germination from, I had spaced them like 3 inches apart. So, See what happens with that. Onions. I'm not gonna. Well, here I have this right here. Again, not doing a whole lot. I don't see really any swelling on any of these. There's some kind of weed in there. The blackberry. This had been the best one, but now it's. See, I need to get. It's actually getting the least sun. It would have gotten the most, but see, so you can see the sun comes up over there, and then goes high in the sky up this way, and then goes over there is the way the sun goes. So now that the neighbors put this fence here, unfortunately, now this corner doesn't get that morning sun like it used to, which is unfortunate. So I had planted the radishes here and they did well, but they grew mostly before the neighbors put this damn fence up. So we'll see what happens, because now that's gonna, I mean, it still gets it over here, but I may have to move, for example, move this over a little bit more and see what happens with that. I have nothing here, unfortunately. I may throw something in here, but I don't know, and because the potatoes hopefully will go for at least another month or two. So they're going to block a lot of the sun. So this patch little area here won't get a whole lot of sun. I don't know. I may throw something in there just because why not? If the squirrels get it, the squirrels get it. Or if it's not enough sun. I mean, I could try some green beans in there. I don't know. All right, the edamame, you can actually very easily now see them through the enclosure. A couple bare spots. For some reason, there didn't germinate. I even replanted, and they didn't germinate. Did they? Well, there's one in the corner there, but still, like, there's a spot there. I do have a couple that have come up here, but I haven't. Yeah, looks like I got 4 new ones in there. You can't really see them. Let me see, right there. I do have 4 to fill in this bare spot here. I'll have to make sure I water. I did weed and mulch this yesterday. The Sol kohlrabi, still no. I mean, I guess I don't know how it grows. I don't know if that area down there is just gonna like swell up. But it's supposed to be basically you're growing a round broccoli stem. It's basically what people have described it to me. The other blackberry, it's growing. They're growing. I expected a little more growth, but they could just be they're not getting enough sun here. I don't know. Again, this fence is kind of screwing with me here a little bit. So these guys here this corner won't get sun until a little later when the sun gets a little higher in the sky. This back corner used to be kind of my best area. Now it's more mid. The weakest blackberry, again, they're all growing up. I have the little tomato cages here to keep them upright, and they seem to be kind of working. They're kind of growing, trailing a little bit, and then so if I didn't have these here, they'd be growing wider instead of taller, which just seemed to be how they're kind of going. But that's okay. They are growing upright. Once they get tall enough, they fall on the thing. So that's kind of the idea. Pepper, another tomato, a little progress there. I just did that yesterday. Got that in the ground. This had been the best one. The biggest, most vigorous one. And another pepper. Here, these carrots are Paris Market. And they only grow short and round. Kind of like a radish. They don't grow long. They're supposed to be popular in farmers markets that I've read about online because they're kind of cute, short and round. But they're only like 1.5 to 2 inch tall, inch to 2 inch, some of them. But yeah, that's Paris Market or Parisian Market carrot. These are the standard orange. I think it's Nantes. I don't know, or whatever it is. It's a regular orange carrot. A lot of leafy growth. I don't see any shoulders yet, but I've thinned them out and they are growing. So we'll see what happens. In another month or so, we should start seeing some shoulders. Here's the pair of the beets. Again, bull's blood. Not huge yet, but like the one way in the back there is for the best. I don't know, I can't really see it back there. It's kind of hard to get a picture of these guys. So really just the foliage is the best here, I guess. But they are growing. They're swelling up a little bit. The biggest one might be an inch. The shoulders might be an inch. We'll see what happens with that. Let's see what we got in front real quick. Try to make this one a little quicker than last time. It never works because I start to ramble. But here's my side patch of sunchokes. These are a little taller than the other ones because these guys actually get morning sun, or at least in the spring they get morning sun, so they get it earlier than the other ones. So this little patch always comes up earlier than the other patch in the back. I really should just thin these out. These sunchokes here. These are just ones I grew last year and I just missed harvesting. It's always hard to get all of them all. Pineapple sage transplant doing very well. And these beets here, I think Burpee's Golden, I think is the variety. It's a different, you see, but this is a transplant. That's another bull's blood that I thinned out from somewhere and transplanted it into here because that location there didn't germinate. I'm going to try a couple multi-sows here. I'm going to see that. Normally I would thin that out. I'd thin that out and thin that out, but I'm going to leave those and see how they do. But you see the foliage is definitely, these are like more of a standard green, and you can see the red. But yep, because I'm not exactly sure when I should be growing beets. Some places it's a cool season crop, so other people say grow it all summer, so I can never figure that out, so we'll see what happens. These are the green onions, the original green onions that I planted first, and I never thinned them out, so I'm going to grow them as bunches. So when I harvest them, I'll harvest a whole bunch, literally. Pardon the pun there, but you see they're doing well. This is the rainbow mix carrots, and again, like last time, you can see the different stem. You can tell because of the different colored stems. See, like that purpley one, that's an orangish one. Your standard green in there. Probably can't see very well. The focus isn't there, but you see they're growing just like the ones in the back. They were planted basically at the same day. I think it was the same day, so they're doing well. So I wasn't sure the backyard versus the front yard as much as far as what sun they're getting, but they seem to be doing well. I think these are the Baltic Rose. No, I don't know. I don't know what's what. I don't remember which ones. I got the Baltic Rose from Burpee that I ordered, potatoes. And then I also got ones that I dug up that I must have grown last year and just missed harvesting, and they started resprouting this year, these potatoes. I dug them up, put them in a pot. I'd never really heard about transplanting potatoes before. Actually, they were about 3 or 4 inches tall. That, like I said, I didn't plant them. I noticed them growing up when I was planting strawberries, and said, well, you know what? Let me try transplanting. But in the past, I would always be afraid to do that. Oh, they're not going to grow, and I would just throw them away. But figured, why not trying them? They could be these ones. I don't know. I think they're these ones, but I'm not sure, because they're all doing pretty well. The 2 pots in the back, I think, which I forgot to see, are also doing very well. And this one, I opened up the side because nothing's really getting in there. I just can't. I needed to, really meant to take these out of their enclosures earlier, so that I could use that enclosure for something else. But I admit it. This one's even now pushing out the side. So we'll see what happens with it. I'm gonna figure it's protecting it from, because a lot of times I would grow potatoes. They'd be doing well. We'd have some giant windstorm or thunderstorm, they'd get kind of flopped over sideways, and then I could tell after that they started going downhill. So I figured, I want to leave one in there. That way it'll keep it protected from the wind a little bit. But now it's threatening to break the enclosure. It's getting so big, but I don't know. We'll see. The bachelor's buttons are doing very well. Again, I didn't plant these this year. I drew them last year. I cut them down at the end of the season. Just laid the stalks here as a mulch up and down, vertically down the hill, the slope here. And then these all came up. There's actually there's a gap in the middle, but there's a bunch of them here. And then there's a bunch down there. These ones are actually in the lawn, not in the side little bed that I made, and going up and down there. You can see there's a gap in the middle for whatever reason. The nasturtiums here, no blooms yet, but I mean they're looking pretty healthy. Looks like they could use a little shot of nitrogen. They're a little pale. I may give them fertilizer today. Just a 4-3-4. I forgot to show the spearmint and the oregano in the back as well. Let me just do a little deadheading here. Get rid of these kind of ones that are fading. And keep them going. Alright. The strawberries are done for the year. So I'll give them some fertilizer here and there. This is a pea. It's a pea plant. Oh, look, we got a blossom here. This hanging basket. Not doing phenomenal, but I mean, hey, it's got a bloom on it. So the roses, which this is just a disaster. It's such a disaster. I don't even know what to do with it, because now they got knocked over in rain. Some storms we had flopped over. They're not broken. They didn't snap. They just got too top heavy, fell over, and now because they've been horizontal so long, I have vertical new growth coming up. As you see all that red there. So I don't know, it's kind of a disaster. The lavender, I think it's about 8 or 9 years old now, 10 years old, doing well. It's unfortunate that I didn't really pick the best spot for this, because this is really before I was too serious about gardening. I threw it in front next to the rose, and then this rose kind of pushed it sideways, and now it's blocking our steps, which Kelly always complains about, that I need to pull it back, but I don't want to do that until after it blooms. You see, you got some honeybees. It's usually the bumblebees I see. The bumblebees seem to love the lavender, but there's another honeybee. Yep, see them? The honeybees this year seem to be, which I don't normally see honeybees, so I guess it's a good sign. But yeah, that's doing well. I'll make some lavender lemonade probably next week with that. Yeah, because they're half open now. You see. So by next week they should be fully open. I'll make some lavender lemonade. Come up here and get a closer shot of the peas. I don't see. Yeah, there are actually some blooms on there, some blossoms on there. So I'll be getting some peas from there soon. I always wanted to do peas, and I never do take them seriously enough, and I don't know exactly where to put them. But in the fall, I'll try again. I'll do this again in the fall. I'll start in a little window box like this, and maybe do it all longer, because I have 2 more window boxes in that big one. So I can put them here, have them grow up this railing, and I can do it in the back as well. All our house plants that Kelly brings home from school. Aloe, not looking the healthiest. Looks like it's been overwatered. Another aloe, spider plant, bunch of spider plants, bunch of aloe, and here's that bear claw. I think it's called bear claw. that we rescued from my in-laws. Squirrel, I think it was a squirrel or something, dug it up, or it just kind of outgrew itself and got kind of grown weird, so I took it out. Had absolutely no soil on the roots, so I repotted that yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I don't even know what this is or what this is. Not the healthiest looking. This is looking pretty healthy, this guy. And then the Thanksgiving cactus that actually has bloomed a couple times for Kelly at school, so hope we can keep that healthy this summer so she can take it back. The squirrels seem to like this snake plant, shark plant, snake plant, I don't know, whatever it is. Not really not really is into house plants yet. So those shoots, actually 2 or 3 of them are actually not rooted up yet. They had gotten snapped off or broken from squirrels. I cut them, made a fresh cut, dipped them in some rooting hormone, watered them up. We'll see what happens. That's why I have it protected here. I don't know what to do. Squirrels seem to like for some reason. And I guess that's it. All right, I'll catch you later next time.